Hello BBN. A draft pick is set to be announced today, but experts say Kentucky is out of the running? Really? Let's take a look at the news. With the imminent announcement of five-star center Chris Cenac Jr., the Kentucky community is anxiously watching to see what the future holds for this young talent, while adjusting their expectations for what looks to be a promising 2025 recruiting class. Pope's staff has already made a big splash in 2025 recruiting, securing commitments from Jasper Johnson, Malachi Moreno, and Caden Lewis. This trio forms a solid foundation, bringing balance and versatility to the roster of the future. Johnson's playmaking ability, Moreno's big play ability, and Lewis's sharp scoring instincts create a foundation that can be molded into a future SEC championship contender. The pursuit of adding a piece of Cenac's caliber demonstrates not only ambition, but also strategic vision from the coaching staff. Chris Cenac Jr., however, represents a tighter recruiting battle, with options including Arkansas, LSU, Tennessee, Houston, Baylor, and Auburn. The youngster's decision is set to be announced Tuesday afternoon, marking a pivotal moment for all programs involved. Cenac is a player who combines physical strength and tactical nous, offering a dominant interior game that could turn the team that lands him into a contender. While Kentucky has been on the radar, the recent momentum in recruiting Caleb Wilson, another five-star prospect, appears to have adjusted the Wildcats' priorities. If Cenac opts for one of the other schools, it would be understandable from a strategic standpoint. Kentucky could be focusing its energies on Wilson, whose ability as a wing fits perfectly into Pope's 2025 scheme. Wilson isn't just another name. He's a player who could redefine the team's offensive and defensive style. Combined with the trio already secured, Wilson would elevate Kentucky to one of the best in the nation. Still, it's important to note that Cenac's loss, should it occur, is not a cause for despair. College basketball recruiting is a game of patience and timing. Kentucky's brand, built over decades of success, remains one of the most attractive to young talents who want not only collegiate success but also a shot at the NBA. The next few months promise to be intense, especially as Caleb Wilson's decision unfolds. In the meantime, the foundation already in place for 2025 gives Pope and his staff the peace of mind they need to continue building a team that can not only compete but dominate. The commitments of Jasper, Moreno, and Lewis are a reminder that the Wildcats remain one of the most consistent powerhouses in college basketball. So as we await Chris Cenac Jr.'s decision on Tuesday, there is much to celebrate and anticipate for Wildcats fans. With Mark Pope, Kentucky appears to be not only on the right track, but has a great future ahead of it. Maybe with or without Cenac. Let's move on. What about football? Brad White's possible departure from the Kentucky Wildcats to take the defensive coordinator job at Florida State is intriguing. It's a story that mixes irony, opportunity, and, for Kentucky fans, a significant dose of concern. It's no secret that the 2024 season was a disaster for the Wildcats, especially on the offensive side. The constant turnover of transferred quarterbacks and adaptation to new offensive schemes put the team in a vulnerable position, with underwhelming results. Yet, amid the chaos, Brad White and his defense remained a beacon of consistency and competence. Games that could have turned into humiliating defeats were kept competitive thanks to White's ability to put together effective defensive schemes, even when the offense seemed incapable of helping. This impressive performance has attracted the attention of programs looking to turn things around, and Florida State, currently mired in a 2-9 season and reevaluating its defensive structure under Mike Norvell, appears to be a prime candidate. For Norvell, bringing in someone like Brad White would be a strategic move to revitalize a defense that has lost its identity. For White, it would be an opportunity to work for a historically prestigious, if currently struggling, program and perhaps take the next step in his career. The irony of this situation is clear. Florida State is where current Kentucky coach Mark Stoops built his reputation as a defensive coordinator before taking over the Wildcats. Now, his own defensive coordinator may be about to follow in his footsteps in a sort of full circle. It's a narrative that isn't lost on fans or the media, adding an element of drama to the potential transition. If Brad White does indeed leave Lexington, the repercussions will be felt in a big way. White isn't just a skilled coach. He's one of the few constants in a program that has struggled to find stability in recent years. Losing a coordinator of his stature would be a major blow to a team already facing challenges in other areas. It would also trigger an intense search for a worthy replacement, which would inevitably bring even more uncertainty. Kentucky, under Mark Stoops, has shown an impressive ability to identify and develop talent, both on the field and on the coaching staff. If White leaves, there's no doubt that Stoops and his staff will mobilize to find a successor who can maintain the high defensive standards that have become the program's hallmark. Ultimately, Brad White's potential departure highlights a familiar paradox in college sports. Success attracts attention, and with that attention inevitably brings the possibility of change. For Kentucky, that means not only facing the reality of losing one of its top coaches, but also seizing the opportunity to show that the program is stronger than any one individual. So what will happen now? With or without Brad White at Kentucky in the near future? Hard to say, but I want your thoughts. Comment